Hello, welcome back. Today we've got another £200 worth of 10p's we are hunting through, looking for alphabet 10p's. Ideally, if we do find one, a 2019 dated one, because we are 6 away from completing this book. So far we've got A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M, N, O, P, R, T, U, V and X. But as we said, we've been stuck on those last 6 for a long time now. So what we did, we started another 2018, but because these are a little bit more common, although they are still very rare and hard to get your hands on. So far we've got A, E, F, G, H, I, K, L and M, N, Q, P, S, T, U, V, X and Y. So let's cross our fingers that today we're fortunate to find some alphabet 10p's. Okay, then whilst we're going through the coins in the coin hunt, I'm going to be responding to some of the recent comments left on my videos. To get included in these Q&As, just leave a comment or a question, and if you get a love and a like from me but no responses, because I've saved it and will be using it in a future one. So we start with Catherine Bagley, who says, when you say rotation error, how far off the norm does it have to be classed as a rotation error rather than a slight slip of the die? I have a 50p where the tip of the crown is left of the point rather than to the right. Oh, it's a good question. So in the past I have found it was a gunpowder plot, Guy Fawkes, £2 coin, and it was ever so slightly rotated, so slightly that if I just had that coin, because at the end of the video I go through all the coins, flipping them over, looking for rotation errors, double dies and whatnot, if I just had that one Guy Fawkes in my hand and flipped it, I probably wouldn't even have noticed it. But it's because I had a handful of them, rotated them all, slid them aside, and one was slightly askew, and I thought, oh, that's probably because it slipped a little bit. But no, I checked it and it was ever so slightly. I mean, we're talking about on a clock face, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, so very slightly. But I guess if you can notice it, can you call it a rotation error? I guess so. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if there is a specific amount of degrees it has to be, but obviously the more rotated it is, the more exciting and more valuable potentially it is, for sure. Right, Bieber says, your disclaimer regarding your intrigue in the fake coins, LMAO. I know that feeling. Sometimes the amount of things I look up out of curiosity and then think, oh god, I promise I don't want to break the law or whatever. I'm just a very curious person, I swear. Yeah, so I think there was a while where I was quite fascinated by these fake £2 coins. There must be maybe not factories, but people that are making a large quantity of fake £2 coins, and I couldn't quite understand, if you have just made 500,000 fake £2 coins, how are you turning that into cash? I couldn't understand it, because you can't just go to the bank and pay bags and bags of fake coins into you. It was like, so do you just like spending them bit by bit? But then obviously someone in the comments suggested that although they manufacture them, they would then sell £20 worth of fake £2 coins for £10 to someone somewhere else in the country, and it's down to them to actually spend them. But so obviously those prices, I don't know if they are accurate. Now I've got myself wondering, I wonder how much a £500 bag of fake £2 coins would be sold to by a counterfeiter. Intriguing, but again, not things you want to Google. I know exactly how you feel, and that's why I quite like that comment. Okay, Dr. Gunsmith says, I found a Jane Austen £2 coin in my change. I gave it to one of my young sons and told him not to spend it. And why? He spent it. Oh dear. Well, I think we all have stories, or friends or relatives or whatever, who have had those exciting rare coins and have gone on to spend them, not realizing their value. But yes, spending, and at least there's another NIFC out in circulation that could be found, which is always exciting. Etel says, if people want new £2 coins, start using cash and create demand. I totally agree. We should try and use cash as much as we can, because it's ever declining, the use of cash. I hold my hands up and say that there are times where I just tap away, because it's so much easier than having to carry physical cash around. But yeah, I don't know what specifically we could use to, how you could use cash in a way to increase the demand for £2 coins, because they're just not a coin I get to see in circulation all that often anymore. And I don't know why, because again, back when I was at university working in retail, it was a really, really handy denomination. They were like gold dust in the tills, and I can't understand why we don't seem to use as many £2 coins as we once did. Right, Kev Cox says, nope, we won't get any new £2 coins. We haven't had a circulating one for 8 years. All the talk of ones being in the long store are in vain. Cash is dying out at an alarming rate, and certainly the £2 coin is not in demand for circulating purposes. Again, it's a tricky one to answer. I don't know why they don't seem to be a go-to denomination. Potentially, the only thing I can think of is that what is the current £1 coin. I keep wanting to call it the new pound coin, but it's really not anymore because it's been in use since 2017, which is many years ago now. Maybe because that coin is so secure, there is a preference to use two secure pound coins rather than the less secure, the more secure two £1 coins instead of the less secure £2 coin. Did I say that right that time? I feel like I must have. I'm sure you know what I mean, even if I've mixed up my coins and numbers. But yeah, it's a coin. Again, looking at the coin hunts that I do, obviously I don't hunt £3 coins, but the £2 coins, I do find the odd fake every now and again, and it does worry me because we lost the round pound coin because it was so easy to fake and there were so many fakes out there. So yeah, it's a tricky one. But regarding the ones in the long store, I don't see any reason to disagree with that. There was minted figures that have come out. They must be, because they're not in circulation in the long store, and there's been no demand for them to be sent from the Royal Mint's long store out to cash centres yet, but eventually, surely, they will. Okay, Froggy says, hey Christopher, so I have come across an old pound coin. It was made in like 1983. Is it worth anything? Assuming it's made in 1983, that was the first year of the round pound coin. It was put into circulation to replace the £1 banknote, because banknotes only last about a year in circulation, the cotton ones rather than the polymer ones we now use. And there were lots of them made because it's the first year of the coin. Generally speaking, when coins are new or replacing, so when the old round pound coin went out of circulation, replaced by the 12-sided pound coin, there was absolutely hundreds of millions of them made ready for that swap over, because had to be enough to replace all of them. The same with the old round pound coin. The first year in 1983, they needed absolutely tons of them to be able to start replacing that £1 banknote. So unfortunately, the round pound coin that you have probably isn't hugely valuable. I think the most valuable one is the Edinburgh Cities one, but again, we're not talking Kew Gardens level of value, I'm afraid. Okay, Andy says, I bought the Great Seal with no expectation of it being one of a series. I love history and I got it for this reason only. Overpriced? Yes. So yeah, I would totally echo those thoughts. In fact, when there are these marketing companies that bring out coins, it's a stretch to call them a coin, although they have a face value, they're issued by a country, but they generally are quite overpriced, more so than even Royal Mint stuff, so you have to be careful. But if it's a theme that you like, a design you like, you think it's pretty, you're not buying it as an investment hoping that you'll be able to sell it for more in the future, go ahead, buy it. I mean, there are plenty of things that we spend money on. Why buy nice food to cook at home when it's all going to end up the same way? Why not just eat baked beans and cheese on toast every night? Yeah, if you get enjoyment from it, that's totally up to you. I'm trying to persuade. I haven't yet, as a recording, gone to the Royal Mint experience, which I'm planning to do the day this video comes out, but I am really hoping I don't persuade myself into buying it, because I know what I'm like. If I buy one, I'll buy all of them, and I'm trying to not get suckered into the Great Seals, although I do really think the base metal one, it being a matte proof coin, looks really cool. So if I'm hoping they don't even have them in the gift shop, because then there'll be no temptation, but yeah, I might just have to walk very quickly past them. Okay, Makamula says, must admit I was stunned at hearing that the RNLI was the next Strike Your Own. Was expecting the red arrows, which may still appear before the Christmas one. Yeah, again, I totally agree with you. When it was announced that the RNLI 50p was going to be the next Strike Your Own, I thought, what? Wait a minute. Because normally what happens is a new coin comes out, it's also made the Strike Your Own at the same time. I don't know why that's generally been the case, but there's obviously exceptions to that rule. So yeah, I was surprised, because again, the RNLI 50p was one that came out in the annual sets at the start of the year, and then had its own release later in the year, and a very long time on when we have other more recent coins or coins expected to be coming out. Why are we going back to the RNLI? I don't quite understand, but I think it's a nice coin at least. That's what I'm most excited for. When we have really nice designs that we can go down and strike. So I probably am going to be aiming to go down and get that latest Strike Your Own at the end of September, but no dates have been booked in so far. But of course I'll go down and get it. I can't help myself. But yeah, I too was surprised. Right, we've got time for one more comment from Comics Sans MS. Says, hello Christopher, great video, thank you very much. I'm very confused with some 50p coins. I have a Battle of Hastings from 2019 and was wondering if it was rare. I only get commemoratives from change, so getting coins is very hard. Today got an Isle of Man 50p and was curious if it was legal tender in England and if it's worth keeping or not. And the Sherlock Holmes 50p is strange because it doesn't say 50 pence on the head side of the coin. Do you know why this is? Okay, in order of your questions, 2019 Battle of Hastings is not a coin that should be in circulation. If it's dated 2019 on the obverse or head side of the coin, that is from the 50 years the 50p collector set that were not circulated. So someone has bought that set and has, for some reason or another, spent that coin. So yes. Is it rare? I mean, you can pick them up online for not a huge amount of money, but rare to find in circulation, certainly. It's got to be one of those NIFCs have got to be some of the rarest coins that you could find in circulation, because you shouldn't find them in circulation. Isle of Man 50p, is it legal tender in England? No. So although they are pounds and pence and they are worth the same as our pounds and pence because the currency is pegged, they should not be used in mainland UK circulation, but because they are almost identical and have the same value, some of them do filter into circulation here. Sherlock Holmes 50p, I'm trying to rack my brains, but I can't imagine the Sherlock Holmes 50p in my head. What I can say is check the other side of the coin as well, because the words 50 pence aren't always on the reverse, the side with the commemorative or definitive design. Sometimes it's on the obverse, like the... oh, I was about to say a coin, now I'm doubting myself. Like the Battle of Hastings? Like the Lord Kitchener. Lord Kitchener should say £2 on the obverse. I'm trying to think. I can't quite picture the Sherlock Holmes. I'm gonna have to Google that immediately after the video. But with that being said, let's get back to the coins. Well, we didn't find an alphabet 10p, but we've got a nice little variety of coins. We've got two from Jersey, 2012 and 2007, which are lovely. This one from Gibraltar. Again, a cool find. I think I have found one of these recently, again from Gibraltar, Barbary Partridge. Not the older design with the Barbary Partridge on it, but no, still a lovely find. This one, which I'm unconvinced if it's a damaged coin or a bit of an error, because the little foot of this lower lion shouldn't be quite splayed out like that. It looks a bit like one of the Cud era coins that we found in previous 10p coin hunts, but no. Interesting. But for me at least, the star find is this beautiful, stunning quality Falkland Island 10 pence. 2019 dated, so not all that old. And so again, in very nice condition, so not one that's been in circulation for too long, I wouldn't have thought. But that is definitely an absolutely stunning coin, and I'm chuffed to add that to the roster. Unfortunately, as we said, no alphabet 10p, nothing new for the books, but still a nice little selection of coins nonetheless. If you've been fortunate enough to find an alphabet 10p this week, then do let me know in the comments what you found and where you found it. It just reassures me and everyone else that they are still out there and worth looking for. There's also links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come over and join that. You'll also find links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you want to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.